Every time I feel the walls closing, you cover me and breathe life in me again. Lord, though I feel the darkness come, I will not fear. You ransom me with blood.
So in Ruth chapter 2, we see Naomi and Ruth have returned to Bethlehem. And Ruth goes out and she is gleaning grain from the fields. Those days in Israel, if you had crops, you had to leave scraps for the poor to come and harvest. And what ends up happening is while she is there, Boaz comes out. Our hero, Boaz, sees her, asks about her, goes up, confronts her, and tells her, stay here in this field, stay near my people, follow my young women. I've told my young men not to harm you. And then during mealtime, he invites her over and actually lets her partake of the meal. And what we're seeing going on here is he is caring for her. He is saying, stay here in this place. This is where security is found. This is where peace is found. This is where you can finally see a rekindling of hope. Because prior to this, it would be anxiety. There is no security. There is no safety. They didn't even know where their next meal was coming from. And what we see at play here is the same thing that God does for us, where he says, stay here in my way, in my field, if you will, in my way of doing things. This is where you will find your peace. This is where you will find your joy. Stay with me. I will take care of you. Your safety, your security is found in God. In Philippians, we see where it says, if you are anxious, do not be anxious. Instead, pray. Let your problems be known to God. Thankfully, bless him for what he has done and request of him deliverance, and he will give you peace. And it's not a peace like the world gives, because the world's peace is an escape from the situation, but God's peace is a security through the situation. And so that's what we see going on with Ruth, and that's what God does with us. We have these other fields that we go to seeking joy, seeking hope. We try to get a better us. We trust in ourselves. If I can be smart enough, if I can be good enough, if I can be pretty enough, if I can just do the right things and be a better me. But it doesn't matter how good you get, you will never be good enough, because we are flawed and we are sinful. Or we put our hope in other people. If I can only please other people, if the right people will like me, if the right people will accept me, if I can have the good reputation. But the problem is you cannot please everyone. And people make horrible gods. They will let us down. And so we turn to pleasures in the world, and we're seeking the ability to feel good. If I can't have it well, at least let me have it good. If I can't have joy, at least let me have happiness. But those pleasures are temporary, and they do not last, and they often leave us feeling worse than they did before. And so sometimes we turn to religious activity. If I can be good enough, if I can do the right things, if I go to the right church, if I dress the right way, if I say the right things, if I put a fish on the back of my car and wear cheesy t-shirts and, say, blessed be, brother, and those sorts of things, maybe then I will look the right way that I can please God, and then God will give me his favor. But God is not manipulated by our behavior. He loves us because he loves us. Boaz loved Ruth. There was no reason for him to love Ruth. There was no reason for him to give her that grace and that security and that comfort and that peace. She was an outcast, a foreigner, and a poor woman. And there was no reason. Let her pick up some scraps, sure, that's the law, but he didn't have to do any of this other stuff. But he did it because that's the man he is. And God loves us because of who he is, not because of who we are or anything that we might do. And so the anxieties that we have in life are not solved in these other places. Instead, God is saying, come here, stay here in my field. Stay here in my path, in my way, with me. Be close to me. And he lines out the boundaries of where peace is found with his commandments. The commandments are not these arbitrary judgments of God where he's just telling us to be good little boys and girls, but they are showing us where peace and joy and satisfaction is found. And he's saying, do not leave and go to those other places, but stay here, because here is where you will find what you are looking for.
Every time I feel the walls closing, you cover me and breathe life in me again. Lord, though I feel the darkness come, I will not fear. You've ransomed me with blood.